Hello everyone! Today I'm going to review the Misti versus the We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press. I've been waiting for this for a while now, as I'm really not a fan of the Misti, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. If you're not familiar with what a stamp press is, it is a tool that allows you to stamp repeatedly with precision, either the same images or multiple images or layered images, and you may use your cling stamps and or your clear mount stamps. So you're just going to put your paper in the corner, pick up your stamp. I'm going to intentionally not ink it very well. You can use magnets to hold your paper down. The Misti is magnetic. Stamp. You'll notice I didn't get a very good image there, so I will do it again. This time I'll make sure I'll ink the image a little better. And you'll see that it stamps perfectly, exactly where it was the first time. And again, I didn't actually do a very good job, so we'll do it again. Why not? Let's do it. And there you have it. A well-stamped image. To use a cling mount stamp, you're going to need to remove the base, which is either going to be this mouse pad thing and or a stack of paper that sometimes come with it. It looks like this, only it's a paper pad. Put your image where you want it. Again, pick it up with your Misti with the lid. Ink it up. We can put our magnets back on there. Stamp. And again, you can tell I didn't get it perfectly, so we'll just do it again. And there you go. A lovely stamped image. So that is a stamp press overview. Now you'll notice that the Misti has a closed edge, which only allows you to do paper of a certain size. You could hang your paper over the edge, but if you'd stamped with it, it would press down and move, and it's just not, it's not great. So the We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press addressed that issue by making the base or the sides open on two sides. So again, it works just like the Misti. You put your paper in the corner, place your stamp, turn to a clean edge when you're demoing. Again, not a perfect image. That's okay. We'll just go back and do it again. And there you have it. Perfect image. The interesting thing about the press is, about the We Are Memory Keepers press, is that you do not need to change the base out when you change stamp types. So for the big Mushroom Lane stamp from Riley & Company, we're going to stamp it, make sure we don't get super perfect image. Got a few missing spots. So we'll just go re-ink that spot there and stamp again. And a perfectly stamped image. Love it. The interesting thing about this press and not having to change it out is that the lid with a cling rubber stamp actually lifts up. I hope you can see this. See how it lifts up on the hinges? I don't know if you can tell. And that's what allows you to not have to change the base. Because when I put a clear stamp in there, it actually closes flat. It's really interesting. And I like not having to, worry about where my base is or what the sandwich is or anything like that. I really enjoy that. In case you haven't noticed, the base is slightly tacky. I wouldn't call it sticky. It's got a slight velveteen finish to it, so the paper doesn't move. Any clear stamp This is a clear stamp. Any clear stamp that is brand new and has not been inked is going to stick and pull up your paper. That's just the nature of clear stamps. I always prime my stamps with archival ink first. I stamp them all with black ink and let it dry and leave it on the stamp, and then you get a much better image from then on out with no transfer. The only issue I think I might potentially probably have with the press is this corner right here. This is a hard plastic. There's no give here, which is great. But the corner here that rests and just keeps everything level is foam, which you can push down. So I hope, so that means I just have to be careful storing it and make sure there's nothing pressing down on that foam. Other than that, I love this. I love the finger hole so that I can lift this up. I like that I can use any size paper I want. I like that there are imperial and metric, which is nice. Makes things easier for everyone involved. I like the color. I'm really happy with this. It's also much lighter than the Misti. The Misti is actually quite heavy. I find myself that when I do use it on the rare occasions that I borrow it from my mother, it's really heavy, and I find I drop the lid quite often. So I was curious, and me being the nerd that I am, got out my digital scale, and let's see how much. The Misti weighs 20.20 ounces. The Precision Press weighs 12.75 ounces. So it's quite a bit lighter. To me, it's easier to maneuver. I just now felt this as I was holding it. The corners are sharp, actually. While I was holding it, it's actually kind of sharp, where the corners are nice and rounded on the press, so they don't poke you. As I was holding it just now, it was poking my hand, and that didn't feel good. Another thing I don't like about the Misti is she expects you to use her proprietary blend of cleaner to keep the lid clear and scratch-free. And this is one of the etched versions, which was an original version. Now they all come screen printed with screen printed tops that she's afraid is gonna. She, as in my sweet Petunia, is afraid it's going to come off, so she expects you to use her proprietary blend of cleaner. I don't do that. I just use an alcohol wipe and or ink cleaner, stamp cleaner whenever necessary. I have not had any problems with the press yet. It is laser screen printed on here, but it's nice and thick, and it's on the outside, whereas this is completely smooth on the inside where I'm going to be putting ink, so I can clean it without any fear of wiping off my grid. Just a small thing that annoys me. It's one of the reasons why I didn't buy it, just because I just don't feel that it's necessary. I don't appreciate or want to have any religious propaganda on my paper crafting tools. There is religious propaganda on the mat and on the base, and I just don't feel that that's necessary. On top of the many inconveniences that my sweet Petunia has put on storekeepers for making them order large lots of the press, and so then therefore they don't generally want to get them in because they don't want to be stuck with a lot of extra product that they can't necessarily sell right away. The press is the We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press. Say that fast. Precision Press. Is about half the price. The Misti is going for around $60-ish. You can probably get a little cheaper. This was $35. And I feel I had much more flexibility, and I just feel like I got my money worth out of it. So there you have it. That is my review of the We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press versus the My Sweet Petunia Misti. Have a look, decide for yourself, and choose wisely. Until next time, see you later.